Hi, I'm Zara Larson, and this is my life in 10 songs. Queen, Don't Stop Me Now.
Stop me, 'cause I'm having a good time, having a good time.
I grew up in a house that wasn't very like musical in the sense of that my parents are not like musicians, they don't play instruments or like sing, but my dad loves to play records. So one of the first albums that I remember really loving was like a greatest hits of Queen, and Don't Stop Me Now is my dad's favorite song also. So he will play that so many times. My dad's alive, but he's always said like when I pass away, like this is like my funeral song because I'm gonna have a good time. Like I'm going somewhere else and it's like, can't stop me now. It has the build up, the very beautiful intro, and then and then the song just starts and it just goes off.
A shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity.
Every day after dinner, it would be like music time or like performance time. It makes me feel so excited and like happy and that I can kind of do anything. So that song was definitely like performing time when I was younger. And then I think it just has that sort of timeless, like a good song will forever be a good song. I've always been singing my whole life. It's just been a part of me. I don't think there was ever like a time where I was like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. I just always felt inside of me like I feel good doing this. I like the way my body feels when I sing. I mean, yeah, my parents and my sister specifically, they weren't like super impressed because I just did it all the time. So they were like, please be quiet. But I've just been projecting loud my whole life. So it just feels so good. It's like a way of expressing myself. I sing when I'm happy. I sing when I'm sad. I sing when I'm bored. I sing when I'm overstimulated. It's just like a way for me to almost like regulate myself. Sometimes when I'm hoarse and I can't really sing and like hit the notes, I'm like, this is terrible. Is this what it feels like for people who like can't sing? That's so scary. I just love, and I'm lucky that that is something I've been able to do. And maybe that's why I'm happy, because it really is like a medium for me to express my emotions. Beyonce, Resentment.
But I'm much too full of resentment.
I love it so much. Like B-Day was really the first album that I completely became obsessed with when it came to Beyonce. And I think why I got stuck on that song is because when I was younger, like growing up, I remember being in my room. That song, it has so much emotion and it has so much passion and like ooh, I just feel it, and it's so challenging. And I couldn't sing it the way that she sings it. And I can't sing it the way she sings it now either. Like she just has this very special like tone and delivery. But all these runs, the harmonies and like this was like a challenge song for me. So I would just repeat, replay again. And it was like going to practice, for any sport.
How could you lie? You lie.
It's very inspiring to see that she just works at a level where she has allowed herself and pushed herself to be the best and surrounded herself with the best people every time. So the fact that that's humanly possible is inspiring. Seeing her show with an all-female band many years ago, I remember in Stockholm she came, and I was just like, I like that. I felt like that was so cool. I felt really empowered by that. And I don't play any instruments, but I just liked how I felt watching that show and watching that stage and just seeing all these amazing musicians, all women. It moved me, and I just remember thinking, I want that for my show. because it is just such a nice representation. I'm really trying to employ as many women as possible and have just like a really good community of women, because I feel like they're so capable, smart, and if it's all women, like no one needs to prove, trust me, I promise I'm good. But when there's women like listening to each other and seeing each other and respecting each other, it just feels really good. Smack That, Akon featuring Eminem.
Smack that, give me some more. Smack that till you get so. Smack that. Oh.
This was like a song that I was not allowed to listen to. You know, my mom would be like, turn that off. Like, she would never like allow me to listen to that. I discovered this song when I was in 3rd grade. I didn't have a phone at this point, but it was one guy in my class and he had a phone. He had the song on his phone. So when we had like recess, we would go into a corner and we would like, it was me and like 4 other friends, and we would listen to this song and we would just like,
Smack that, give me some more. Smack that till you get so. Smack that.
I felt so naughty and bad. I think this introduced me to like the sound also of Akon, which I feel like bring Akon back. Like there's something about that sound that I was like, oh, this is different. Ooh, like it's something about his voice, but also his productions. It was the first song that I remember feeling a little like bad. Yeah, like listening to, and that made it so much more intriguing. Also kind of introduced me to like Eminem and like what he was saying. Also very explicit songs for like someone who's 8. But that really was like a new era of like, oh wow, you can like listen to this music and like dance to it. Cause it did make me wanna like, yeah. So we were every recess, we were like, can we go listen to Smack That? And then we would just stand inside with his little phone and like,
Smack that, give me some more.
like that's such a musical memory for me. Actually, for Swedish people in general, I think we've always been very influenced by American music, American movies, series, any sort of like culture, honestly. Also in Sweden, we have never had like voiceovers for music. It's all very straight from America.
And plus I got a pal if your gal is game. In fact, he's the one singing the song that's playing. Hey, girl!
The next song I have is Levels by Avicii. This is like, to me, a song that really represents my teenage era. Just starting to go to house parties, like my bra strap is showing, and I'm like, might get a little tipsy. You know? Also, the only concert that I've been to and paid money to go and see, like as an EDM artist, I don't think I've ever been to, like specifically gone to like a DJ except for Avicii. And he's like Swedish pride, you know? Like we love Avicii. He was just everywhere. Like Avicii is really the soundtrack to my teenage years. And just like growing up, going to these house parties, like having a crush, singing along to this song, because I also feel like all of his songs have really good vocals, but not only that, they're so catchy in the melodies. Like his melody language is very special, and I feel like he always had that like something you could do along to. Do. Even when the parts that didn't have like a singing voice over it was playing, everyone was singing along anyways. The hook that he just had such a good ear for. Sweden has always had a very high standard of like production, I think, specifically, and we have really good songwriters. But even someone who is like a middle, like okay producer, I would say in general, when you compare it to other places and other countries, it's a very high level. I don't know where it comes from, like the start of it all. But I think one door opens thanks to like one producer or songwriter or an artist, and it kind of paves the way for the next one. So Greatest Love of All with Whitney Houston.
Because the greatest love of all.
One of my favorite songs of her catalog in general. I also had her greatest hits, double CD. Her voice, I mean, she's the voice. And she was one of my big heroes growing up. As a girl who loved to sing, like this was my song. And it changed my life dramatically as a 10-year-old when I performed that song on Sweden's Got Talent. It's so cute to look back at it and see me being 10 singing like, I believe the children are the future, teach them well. And my English is so bad. And I don't really know like exactly what I'm singing, but I just know how it feels to sing the song. And I like what it sounds like. I can't remember really where my love for Whitney specifically started. Could have been watching Bodyguard, but I feel like it started way before that. I mean, my mom has also always loved these big voices, like Aretha Franklin or Etta James or Whitney, Celine. Like, that's what I've just also been drawn to. The greatest love of all that like changed my life. Basket Case with Green Day.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once?
I think like one of the best songs ever. It also has that energy. Like it's just good songs that everyone can sing along to. And my love for Green Day started because I had my best friend in school growing up, and her big sister, who I thought was really cool, was like a massive Green Day fan. So she would always listen to them, which made my best friend always listen to them, which obviously made me always listen to them. Me and Pauline, we would just learn the lyrics to like all the songs after school, and then we would just like it's just so much more fun to sing along when you know the words. I just remember listening to this feeling really cool, feeling really grown, and feeling like I can take over the world. Like, am I just paranoid or am I just stoned? So just like as a band, I thought they were always cool. I felt really cool listening to them. I felt like it was cool by them saying like, you know, fuck the establishment. Like, it's like it was as punk as I was as a teenager, which isn't very punk, but a little like. So I saw them at Coachella 2025, and I loved it so much. It fucking changed my life. Like, I bawled my eyes out at that show. I mean, they've been performing for like 30 years. And it was just something they did, how they curated that set, and the way they made the audience, me, my friends, strangers I've never met that I was standing next to, who were like jumping with us, crying with us, screaming along to the songs. They made just the whole crowd feel so familiar, and they had this amazing energy. Also, I felt really inspired when they brought up someone on stage. They had bring up someone to play, do you know your enemy? Do you know the enemy? Like, I just love that. When I watched that, I was like, I have to do that on my show. So basically, Green Day is why we have the Lush Life dance. I was like, I have to bring someone up on stage. I have to have this moment with the audience, and I want to connect with the crowd. So I just saw when they did that, I was like, no, I have to do that. And it just started by like vibing, you know, with someone on Lush Life. And then it turned into this dance that people are now doing. But it truly came from watching Green Day.
I think I'm cracking up, am I just paranoid?
Lean World with Young Lean.
And the gate is a lean world.
This is also such a Swedish gem for me. Also reminds me a lot of like wintertime in Stockholm, with the whole like sad boys kind of movement, I would say. I feel like they really started something that shifted culture. I would just listen to it every single day, from school to school, from school to school, like on the tube. And it was just like, it also has the sound of the production. Like, it evokes something really emotional inside of me, and it makes me feel very melancholic. And I think that is something that Swedish music in general is really good at, and like an essence that he really captured. I'm focusing on the midnight sun and the fun, amazing times of summer where everything like comes alive. But there's a huge chunk of time of the year in Sweden where it's like very dark and it's very cold. One of my friends that I was hanging out with was like his neighbor. We had the same kind of friend groups, but I always admired him from like a close distance. He was just like the cool guy, of Stockholm. You wouldn't like see him out and about. He was like very mysterious. And we also had a lot of friends in common, but I never saw him. I never bumped into him up until like COVID. And he's such a sweetheart, and he's so nice, and he's so smart, and he's such an artist. Did you see with J Hus?
Did you see what? Did you see what
For me, it's like one of the best songs like ever made. There's something about this song that is just like, I remember hearing this for the first time. It was like, this is like peak London summer. The sun is shining. J Hus has dropped this song and it was everywhere. And he also made his whole album with a producer, J5, who kind of created the sound of like, it has this like swing to it. It's Afro beats, but it's in a way that I had never heard it before. It's like a poppy, singy, but like dancey rap. But it's like a fusion, and I feel like it's so representative of like what London is. Wherever I will go, it'll be like, play Did You See? I want to hear Did You See? Actually, I didn't even have to ask. Like, I just knew that song was gonna be played, and like everybody was singing along. Like, this to me is also on par with like One Dance. Like, it's like 2016. Also the best summer of my life. Lush Life was having a moment. It was the Euro Cup. It was like me and David Guetta. It was just like, like it was the times. I really had the best time.
Did you see what I done? Came in the black Benz, left in the white one.
Hurt by Christina Aguilera.
And I've had myself by hating you.
See, I like to be emotional. Like, I like to like, ooh. I either want to like dance or like, ooh. I listen to the lyrics a lot. I want to be told a story. And I remember my mom is so like sensitive and emotional, and so am I. So I remember like us sitting listening to this song and like crying together. And especially watching the video because it's so sad. And we were just like, this is crazy good. And like her vocals are so beautiful in this. This is like, oh, okay, I'm gonna add that to the list. And this will be like my go-to karaoke song. And I used to love to do karaoke. My friend used to have a place really close to where she lived, and we would go. There was like a pizzeria. It would have this karaoke like nights. I love a ballad. I feel like I used to sing so many ballads. Like, it has really shaped me and the kind of like singer I am. And I feel like I don't really do that many ballads, but maybe I should. Maybe I should do some more ballads, because sometimes in pop music, I feel like the vocals gets a bit like, not hidden, but it could be a bit distractive from having like an amazing production, and there's like so much going on. I feel like in a ballad, it's about the voice, and it's about the words and the delivery of that. And Hurt really like, it like cut me like a knife, like when I heard that for the first time. And Christina Aguilera is also one of my like vocalist heroes.
And I've had myself.
Say May by Carola. But it's amazing. But I feel like it really also kind of shaped me vocally, but also the type of artist I wanted to be. Carola is a Swedish legend. And she's actually the only person that I grew up with listening to that didn't sing in English. Because I've always kind of been inspired by the internationalness of people that I was listening to. And I've always wanted to, the dream that the music industry was selling, the Hollywood propaganda of it all, like that worked on me for real. But Carola, she was the one and only from Sweden that could really make me feel the things that, Celine or Beyonce or Whitney made me feel. she's like the voice of Sweden. Seimei means like tell me, and it's a really inspiring song. It's almost like gospel-y. She's super gospel, Carola, by the way, which is also quite rare because Sweden is a very like secular country. It's about like the time is running out. Maybe it's all over, but I think we should have to start caring about the world and give it and hand over a place for our children so they can grow up. And like, I believe in love, like I believe in faith, and I believe that it's just like a very positive message. Then I actually had her sing that song with me. And it just felt so full circle. Like it felt like someone that it's so crazy. Like someone I grew up with, just being so inspired by, is now on a song with me. That really made me feel like I'm an artist. It's also that one song, if you go out to the club, if they play this song, this is the last song. Like it's closing times. It's like when the lights come on, everybody screams along to the song, and then it's like, hell yeah, good night. Yeah.